This recording was recovered from a video inspection conducted inside a residential property scheduled for structural evaluation. According to public records, the house had been vacant for several years. No occupants, no reported incidents, no known alterations. The inspection was routine. The purpose was to verify that the interior matched the original floor plans before demolition approval. The camera was activated upon entry. Audio was recorded automatically. At first, nothing appeared unusual. The rooms were empty. The furniture had already been removed. The walls showed no visible damage. The technician began documenting the layout, moving room by room, comparing each space to the official blueprints. The first discrepancy was minor. A hallway measured slightly longer than expected, less than a meter. The technician attributed this to human error. He recalibrated the measuring tool and repeated the process. The result was the same. The hallway did not match the plans. No walls appeared altered. No extensions were visible. There were no signs of renovation. The technician noted the discrepancy verbally and continued the inspection. This was the last moment in the recording where the house was described as normal. The inspection continued without interruption. The technician moved to the second floor, documenting each room in sequence, cross-checking dimensions with the floor plan. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a storage closet at the end of the corridor. All spaces matched the records. Until the final measurement. The corridor leading to the storage closet appeared shorter on the blueprint than it did in reality. The difference was small, approximately 90 centimeters. The technician measured again, then a third time. Each measurement produced a different result. No physical changes were visible. The walls remained fixed. The ceiling height was consistent. The floor showed no signs of extension. The camera footage confirms this. At this point, the technician stopped narrating measurements and began describing sensations. He stated that the corridor felt longer when viewed from certain angles. Standing at the top of the stairs, the end of the hallway appeared farther away. But when approached, the distance felt normal again. The technician laughed briefly, suggesting fatigue. He continued filming. Several minutes later, the corridor was measured once more. This time, it exceeded the longest previous measurement. The technician did not comment immediately. The recording captures him standing still, facing the corridor for almost 40 seconds. Then he speaks. "This isn't consistent." The technician resumed the inspection after a brief pause in the recording. The next area documented was not listed on the original floor plan. At the end of the corridor, behind the storage closet, there was a door. The technician states clearly that the door had not been there during the initial walkthrough. The camera footage does not show any sign of modification. The door frame was intact. The paint was uniform. The hinges showed no signs of recent installation. The technician measured the distance from the stairwell to the door. It exceeded the total length of the second floor, according to the plans. At this point, the technician stopped using measurements altogether. Instead, he described the space. He said the hallway felt deeper when standing still. When he attempted to approach the door, the sound of his footsteps changed. The echo became delayed. Each step sounded as if it were occurring slightly after it was taken. The technician paused again. He stated that the air inside the corridor felt colder than the rest of the floor. No open windows were visible, no vents were present. The recording captures the technician placing his hand on the door. He hesitates. Then he says, "I don't remember this space being here." The recording resumes from inside the space beyond the door. The technician does not describe entering. The camera audio simply changes. The acoustics are different. The echo is deeper. The room sounds larger than it appears on camera. The technician states that the room does not contain windows. Despite this, there is ambient light. The walls are unfinished. No electrical wiring is visible. No fixtures are installed. The technician attempts to measure the room. The tape measure extends farther than the room's visible depth. When retracted, the measurement is shorter than before. The technician stops measuring. He notes that the temperature has dropped noticeably. Breathing becomes audible. The recording captures the technician turning slowly in place. He states that the room feels larger when not being observed. He steps backward toward the doorway. The echo of his footsteps does not match his movement. The doorway appears closer on camera than it did moments earlier. The technician does not attempt to exit. Instead, he asks a question aloud. Was this room always here? The final segment of the recording does not contain video. Only audio was recovered. The technician's breathing is audible, slow, controlled. He states that the doorway is no longer visible from where he is standing. He turns, attempting to locate the entrance. The room appears unchanged on audio, but his movements suggest confusion. He notes that the walls feel farther apart than before. When he speaks, his voice sounds slightly delayed. The technician attempts to retrace his steps. The echo of his footsteps does not return. There is silence for several seconds. When the technician speaks again, his voice is quieter. He states that the room feels complete, as if it has finished expanding. He adds one final note. According to the floor plans, this space should not exist. The recording ends before any attempt to exit is documented. No further files were recovered. The inspection was officially closed. The demolition request was never approved. The house remains standing.